Welcome everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. Let's take a deep breath. Okay, this is a Divine Masculine Twin Flame read in front of you, and I had a big question from July 6th answered in this read today, so it was very cool. I'm going to pull an oracle card from the energy deck first. So for everybody watching, for the best and highest good of all those concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? And this read is for the Divine Masculine Twin Flames, so it affects the masculine within the feminine as well. And it is a general read, so if something doesn't resonate with you, don't force it to fit. And so let's see where we are starting out with this read here. We have door to spirit, so let the purification come in, like open the door. Allow your spirit to be purified. 32 is the journey. And then we have the deceit. Okay, so that's why the purification is here. And that can be someone deceiving around you. The 25 is the Knight of Wands, but it also could be you deceiving yourself energy. So again, opening the door to spirit to allow that purification energy in these caring connections, right? Purifying the energy between people. So and this could be anyone in your life right now, purifying the energies between you. So any discomfort that comes up between you and somebody else. And then we have the underlying energy of the 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel, which has to do with activating the masculine's throat chakra to speak their truth. 39 is the Knight of Cups. So coming to offer love is the underlying energy. And in order to come forward to offer love, there needs to be a purification of anything hidden, deceit. The Knight of Wands, when it's reversed, right, the player type energy, in order to come together in caring connections. The 14, which is having patience and balance. Okay, so it is Friday. Today's July 10th, 2020. The 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, so turn for the better. And it is upright today. Yeah, well, I'm pretty positive it was upright. I'll catch up with that in a second. But the day also adds up to 21, which is the World. So we have the Wheel and the World, which is very powerful energy. Culminations, closures, coming full circle, and then the wheel being a circle, pushing the movement forward again. Now that we have, actually it's forward again because Mercury just went direct yesterday. So there is some momentum forward again with Mercury direct. And the SIRIAN Starseed deck of this 7-deck read, the SIRIAN Starseed deck is the main deck. It was cut and dealt at 8:43 this morning, 8 being strength and 43 is the 3 of Cups, coming together in joy. Socializing, being authentic to yourself. And it was finished at 9:07. 9 is the Hermit, 7 is the Chariot. And the major arcana in this read, we had the Tower upright, we have Reason, which is the Emperor, we have Abundance, which is the Empress. The Empress is reversed in this read, the Emperor is upright. Excuse me, we also had the solar deity here, the Sun. And before the read, the Higher Self came up. And after the read, the Star card, the Transition card, which is the Death card, and Justice card all came up. I always pull a few cards on either end of the read, for those of you not familiar with my reads. We had 2 cups and 4 wands and 1 sword. There were no pentacles in this read, so mostly wands, which has to do with action and desire, physical things. We had in the read, the court cards were the King of Cups and the Queen of Wands. They were both reversed. And as far as numbers in the code line, we had 444s. So again, very angelic realms energy of the 444s. We had on the code line, it was all about the number 7, coming up from a couple different ways. But not only 7, 1 and 6 were coming up, the Tower number, which is a 7, and also 106 was coming up as a 7. So all of those numbers were coming up on the code line regarding synchronicity and self-discipline. But the SYN was covered for synchronicity, so we have sin. And then in self-discipline, the SEL was covered, so we're coming up with F-discipline. So F discipline. And then I just watched the movie The F-It List. So that was also coming up again, right? What are you going to say F it to? And also F is a 6, which is the lovers and love, family, and community of the 6 energy. We also have the numbers 241, which is the 2 of the High Priestess and 41 of the Ace of Cups, or the 24 of the Queen of Wands and the 1 of the Magician. We also had 45, which is the 5 of Cups, the 7 of the Chariot, the 9 of the Hermit, 57, the 3 of Swords, and then 79, which for me is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. We also, in a lesser sense, 14, which is the Temperance card, 56, the 2 of Swords, 67, the Knight of Pentacles, and then 9, 10, begin again, and again, and again. So regarding synchronicities and self-discipline, or F-discipline, let's see, we had the 7 of Cups here as important, and also the Sun, and they were both reversed in the read. But all around, that code line was all around the number 7, which is the Chariot. So the madman in alternating currents, going back and forth, but the moral man, right? So the different sides of the masculine, the madman and the moral man. And the madman can be the crazy man, the fool, the person who's just all over the place. But the alternating currents, or the need for air conditioning, because he comes up as the King of Swords, and the moral man, right? That's just like talking about women, you know, the pure one and then the slutty one, right? So it's the opposite sides of the same coin. The madman and the moral man, with 9-inch nails, was coming up. Nails of steel, or nerves of steel, in their show of power of the Jesus templating. In their expansion of the F, which is the temperature increasing, the temperature rising as we are in July and August, but it has to do with the human body temperature rising, right? Getting heated up, getting overheated, getting angry, or just, you know, heating up sexually as well. All of those energies are coming up here, along with the 7 of Cups, which is the this having lots of options, but it's the synchronicities and illusions, but also the heaven in their eyes, and then the solar deity, the sun, for synchronicities. So, and exposing all with the sun. Or if you get too much sun, perhaps pulling back on that. It all has to do with moderation. And then F discipline was coming up regarding synchronicities and self-discipline. So the false act, also ACTs were coming up. The false act around Jesus and expanding, so it has to do with the template of Jesus, and the temperature of confusion, synchronicities and options, and heated up by the sun exposure for, again, synchronicities and self-discipline. Crazy back and forth, moral man, and crazed mother and or lover, confused with synchronicities, with sunshine or fool out of control. The Emperor also comes up here, and coming up regarding synchronicity and self-discipline, but also synchronicity was coming up as chronic city, because sin is sin for synchronicity. So the sin and the chronic city, there's much more sin in the city where the heat rises more easily. And also the SEL of self-discipline, the selling of effort, right? Teaching people to just say screw it. The Sophia and the Sophia L, E-L, and the Sophia Hell all at the same time. So it's just taking us back into the polarizations in order to collapse them into the 0 point. You must look at both sides of the polarization. So the stuff that came up online first was solar deity, the sun god or goddess, the power and strength, which also brings up the Leo energy of the sun, which in Latin is sol, S-O-L, and then Greek Helios. So that brings up the soul and hell. Okay, so 2 different energies again. That was from enwikipedia.org. And then from lesswrong.com, Are You a Solar Deity? By Scott Alexander. It was from March 15, 2009. It had 24 comments, and 24 is the Queen of Wands. And then it was on page 38, which is the Queen of Cups, with arrows up and arrows down, like an elevator. So somebody might be on floor 38 in a hotel. That might be for someone. But it was about Max Mueller, a German who mastered English and Sanskrit for first English version of the Rig Veda, the holiest book of Hinduism, and I'm probably not saying it right, attempted to interpret all pagan myths as linked together and ultimately from the celestial cycle, all European myths and beliefs in interpretive power of linguistics, and Jesus' resurrection as compared to 3 days each month. So compare the reason why it was 3 days for the resurrection, because the new moon disappears for 3 days, and that, it goes dark and then reappears after 3 days. So they're comparing that. So that came up under lesswrong.com, and then under Sela.org, SELA.org, ASCE 7 to 16, changes to wind calculations for rooftop solar. So solar energy was coming up here. The AC, which is again the alternating currents, the air conditioning, of 428, and this is what it said, allows internal pressure set equal to 0 with constraints. So there has to be some boundaries in place. Then also 7.12 solar energy and latitude came up from YouTube, and on 21015 how to solar power your home. So a lot about solar power. The Six of Swords from the tarot card meeting also came up from Biddy Tarot. And from archives.org, the full text of a dissertation on the theology of the Chinese expressing the term for deity in the Chinese language. And that was Shanghai, 1847, based on Confucianism, and talked about the distortion of God and how deities distort that energy into creatures, like four-legged creatures and symbols of God, as opposed to the authentic thing, making them more like the sin of a human as opposed to the true source that it is. So scribed.com also came up here, SCRIBD.com. New Techniques of Prediction by Sashandri Iyer for Rare Astrology. Another header was gogoanime.com, and that brought up white go-go boots for me because in elementary school, my best friend had died, and she had white go-go boots, and I always was so jealous that her mom let her have white go-go boots. So that was coming up here. And 10 things you didn't know about the Kaaba, the MuslimMatters.org. No place on earth as venerated, as central or holy to as many people as the Makkah. This valley in Hijaz region of Arabia is most celebrated place on earth. Thousands circle the sacred Kaaba at the center of the Haram sanctuary 24 hours a day. Over 1 billion face it 5 times a day. The Kaaba is the epicenter of Mecca and has been reconstructed many times. These are things like people don't normally know about it. And this center has a black box, which is what they're talking about inside is literally a black box. The first one was made with 2 doors and a window, which right now there's only 1 door and no window. It used to be multicolored. The keys are in the hands of only one family. So instead of a governmental place, it was placed with a humble family. The Bani Shaiba, the Shiba family, and then used to be open to all, and now only 2 times a year for dignitaries and exclusive guests only. You used to be able to swim around it, and also the plaques of the renovations are present inside, and there are considered 2 of them, not just 1, because the other one is the reflection in heaven. Okay, but it's been a very rainy, dark day today. Just thought you'd want to know that. So getting back to the code line, we also had that the black stone is broken, the black stone inside the box. And so they were describing why it's in silver casing around it, because at one point it was transferred and broken, and they had to put it all back together. Also, it's not supposed to be cube-shaped. It was actually originally rectangle. So the place where 70,000 angels perform prayers daily and never return, but always a fresh batch come to it daily. So coming back to the code line here, the crazy fool madman in alternating currents or in needing of air or air sign conditioning, the moral human or tea or the drink tea as well, and the Boston Tea Party could be coming up here. The show of power of Jesus empowerment and expanding the 5 and the F. 5 is the expansion, the freedom, the change, and the F of the lovers, the 6 of love, family, and community. And the chariot of the masculine and the feminine, and the chariots being their vehicle of ascension of the Holy Grail, or Sophia's sun god, and worse in the city. So Sophia's sun god is a fool, as there are rising temperatures of the lovers and the human, which have flaws, who heats up for her. The chronic sinner, which is worse in the city, selling the F discipline or screw discipline, right? Which is, they're equating self-discipline to selling screw discipline. The S and the ELF, the SE and the LF, and then the F discipline was coming up here. But when you break down discipline, it's the disciple, which means a follower, a personal follower of Jesus, especially one of the 12 apostles, or one just in general who accepts and assists the doctrines of others, which we're not supposed to do. We're supposed to follow our own guidance. So disciple is the discipline with I-N-E on the end, and I-N-E means water, or I, or jaguar. And I meant to look up the jaguar symbol. So if somebody wants to comment on the jaguar below, on the meaning of the jaguar, that would be great. So the I-N-E equals water, I, jaguar, an inn, like a small inn, a hotel, like the Inn of Mary and Jesus, and then H-I-N-E, which means him. It also can mean it, one, or you. So when bringing disciple into this, as opposed to discipline, the disciple is following someone else's opinions, right? But adding the I-N-E to it is the close follower of water, or the I am presence, the jaguar, the place where all are welcome and homey, right? The inn, and him, the Elohim, the Elohim, the ELO, which is the Electric Light Orchestra of him, H-I-M, also H-Y-M, the hymn, the music of the ELO, the disciple of him, and the lifeblood of her, Sophia, the L of Ohim, and him, the hymn of Elohim, the Lover's Electric Light Orchestra, him, the music of the spheres, his serenade to Sophia, the Pied Piper to follow him, her music, the masculine version of the feminine, each other, followers of each other, for each other's higher self, makes them a better person, a better version of themselves. All right, so the EL is the feminine, the Elohim, and the hymn of the Elohim is the hymn, and then the O is the source between them, tying them together with a hug, with a full body, long embrace. Okay. And also that's coming up further into the read about what was I just going to say? I can't remember what I was going to say, but it'll come up again. So I'm going to read that to you again. This was very important here. So this is regarding self-discipline. The SEL is covered. They wanted us to read screw discipline, okay? That the I-N-E means water, I, jaguar, in, and hein, or him. So the discipline or disciple, I-N-E, is the close follower of water, which is our life force, right? We can't survive without water. It's also the emotions of our body. The I am presence, the jaguar, right? Or the cat, the inspiration. The place where all are welcome and homey with the in, and then him. Elohim, the disciple of him, and the lifeblood of her. The Sophia Elohim, or Elohim, the Lover's Electric Light Orchestra, him. The music of the spheres, which is his serenade to Sophia, the Pied Piper, in order to follow him. Her music, the masculine version of the feminine, each other. Followers of each other, for each is each other's higher self, and makes them a better person or a better version of themselves. The Elohim, the L, O, and him, the source in the middle, tying them together with a hug and a full body, long embrace. So that was a very cool message that came through. So then there were some numbers I was playing with, and it actually was weird the way in numerology, the way you put your numbers together in the divine triangle, there's 4 main numbers that you calculate for yourself. You know, your soul number, your outer personality number, your destiny number, and your life lesson number. And so I was just messing with the numbers and adding them together. And it was very cool how it was coming up, because it was coming up in like a grid. You know how like you'd play lottery tickets and you box them? You play all different versions of the same number, right? All different orders of the numbers in this, 3 numbers all in different positions. So the same kind of thing was coming up in doing my numbers and my twins' numbers. And it was very cool how the numbers came out. They were very Well, they were like three times 6 came up, which is the Queen of Pentacles. We also had 17, 17, 11, 11, and 14, 14, which is the star, and 11, 11, you guys know. And then the 14, 14 has to do with the temperance and the angels and the higher love. And we also had 88, 99 come up in our numbers, and that was it. But I did a bunch of different directions of putting the numbers together, and they all came out really cool, including the destiny number and the life lesson number for the two of us added up to 244, which is the birthday of the United States this year, the 244th birthday. So that was really cool too. And then ultimately the whole number line adds up to 14, which again is the angels and the temperance energy. So it never ceases to amaze me how things come out here. So Hot Child in the City also came up again, because we're heating up in July and August, that the disciple is the follower of self. The self-discipline is the self-follower of self, because you have two selves. The Four of Pentacles was coming up again too, because that's the number 72. And that had come up before as 2 Four of Pentacles, right? So 2 people being moderate adds up to 2 fours, so 4, 4, and 8, which ends up being the 8 of Pentacles, which is, for me, is aligning with yourself, with your higher purpose, with your true desires. And then it was going into the 7th house and the moon and all that kind of stuff, where Jupiter aligns with Mars from the Aquarius song. Sagittarius and Aries coming up again is happy and action-oriented. And then I was getting some other calculations where it was coming up as the 1, 2, 3 jump, but also it takes 2. And then action, like in acting, like taping a scene. Take 2, action. Not take 1, but take 2, action. So the 4 2s were coming up as the 8, and then the 44 8 again. So the 22 44 and the 44 8 were coming up as really significant here, as well as the 10 plus 11 equaling 21, but that 11 plus 11 actually transcends 21 and goes into the Fool, which is then the new beginning of the new cycle. Just like 13 is the transcendence of the number 12, which is the end of the cycle. And right now I'm just getting up, up, and away in my beautiful balloon. So in other words, whereas I talk a lot about the workplace, because that's the card, the 3 of Pentacles, as the card of co-creation, they were showing me to take away the workplace. It's only about the creation, which is more in line with the 8 of Pentacles card, where you're aligning with your true desires and doing creative work. So that was very interesting. All right, so let's see here. Also, the birthday, the 244th birthday, was coming up as the 2 and the 44. So, I always stack the chairs on each other. That's the hug of the twins coming together to make the 8 of dancing between your masculine and feminine, or the infinity symbol on its side equals, for me, 2 upright 8s. But the 2 4 4, when you stack the 2 4s, they become the H, or the 8, and then it becomes 2 8s, or crazy 8s, the 2 twins standing side by side, or it becomes not only 2 8s, but 28, which is the twin flames, the choice of path at the Y in the road. Or just 2 8s is 8 and 8, the 2 twins again. So the 244th birthday of the United States equates to the twins no matter how you look at it. 2 twins, 2 twins, 2 twins, not 1. At 11:11, we start with the King of Cups reversed in the read. All right, so the King of Cups here is this card here, the big card on top, the underlying energy. And then we had the higher self underneath that with the 4 of Cups upright, the Ace of Pentacles reversed, and the 10 of Cups reversed. So we're basically going into this underlying energy with the 10 of Cups reversed and the King of Cups reversed, right? This is very unhappy, unfulfilled energy, right? It can be end of an emotional cycle, the end of a family cycle. People who are not happy here. Or it could be manipulative. They can be someone who drinks. But it's not the ideal, obviously, because you want them both upright. And this is all coming up at 11:11, after I'm just discussing all this stuff about 11:11, 22s, and 44s. So the King of Cups reversed, emotionally unavailable or manipulative or drinking. After the higher self, secret, or psychic abilities, and grounding and integrating an offer of love, but withholding time, money, and effort from an unhappy family or to end a family or emotional cycle. Dissatisfied, Libra, King of Cups reversed, or unhappy with injustice of the King of Cups reversed, refusing to work, help, move, or be loyal servant, stubborn mule, strike, resistance to the Ace of Wands, new passion, the third energy, the new creativity, project, and or growth, offered out of a lie, a split, or a need for clarity, and to remove Excalibur from the heart, or the King of Cups under arrest, or went under the knife, got snipped, or a procedure for impotence, or varicoceles, or varicose veins, or being stubborn, refusing to undergo the knife, perhaps they're scared of hospitals or surgery, and an offer to cut out the fat for new growth, or unhappy that they're not working, or the injustice of their ambition and the depression of a threat, lie, or split, or the BS, or the threat to kill self. The higher self ignored, the diamond in the rough not quite finished cooking. Toast is not ready to pop out yet. The easy bake oven takes a long time to bake. Like Thanksgiving, the lower temperatures for a longer amount of time. The high temperatures may get the turkey dried out or hung out to dry, or burned or darkened or crispy critters, the wounds that take a long time to heal. Russian, Iran, and I broke China. Back in the U.S., back in the USSR, the U.S. and Sirius Republic, which is gear for dogs, Sirius Radio, Sirius Real Estate, which is buying up German business parks, and then Sirius Rising were all coming up here. It moves one day every 4 years when Sirius and the Sun are rising together. So here's the answer to our question, because you all know if you listen to me regularly that I was bringing up at July 4th that it wasn't only about the 4th. In one of my reads, it was bringing us up to the fact that the 4th and the 5th were like preparations for the big celebration, which actually was on July 6th, and it had something to do with the age of Aquarius. Okay, so what it's bringing up here, so again, I want to make sure you get this. After I talked about the wounds that take a long time to heal, so they're doing a play on words. So Russia, Iran, and China were all coming up here, but they're saying like Russian or rushing Iran. And so this is about rushing yourself. Don't rush or try to push things to go faster than they're supposed to go. In Russian, Iran, and broke the China, so drop the plate. Or Russia and Iran are planning on breaking China to get power. Back in the U.S., back in the USSR, the U.S. and the Sirius Republic, the gear for dogs, Sirius Radio, Sirius Real Estate, the German business parks, and Germany was coming up twice today. Sirius Rising moves a day every 4 years when Sirius and the Sun are rising together. From the almanac.com, the dog days of summer. The dawn rising of Sirius in the mid to late summer contributed to the extreme weather of the season. The combined heat of the super bright Sirius and our Sun was thought to be the cause of the sweltering temperatures. So the helical rising of Sirius came up, which is this year, August 15th to 16th, 2020. But the helical rising of Sirius has to do when it's the first star in the sky that you can see. So that's the date of that. But that's not the same as the Sirius rising. Sirius rising they used back in, I guess, ancient Egypt, they used as the actual New Year's Day. And it only, every 4 years it changes one day. So in ancient Egypt, Sirius rising was the New Year's, the same day for 4 years, and then you go to the next day. And this is what came up under that site that came up. It was when the site is called When the Curves Line Up. And it was so cool to come across this site because I didn't know this. So he lists that GRB, or the gamma rays, of July 7th, 2020, there was a hit at 1:44 UTC time, referencing the 144,000. So this is 1:44 a.m. on July 7th, 2020. It was considered a long gamma ray because it was more than 10 seconds. So again, this references back. This is not me, but he literally was stating, so after the 3rd of July, the 4th, 5th, and 6th, Sirius rose before the sun. But then on 7/7, I noticed the light from the sun was a little bit different. It was unique, and a large gamma ray had burst and hit the Earth, the light from and or near Sirius constellation, the exact day that the star Sirius is aligned with not only the sun, but with the Earth as well. And that was at, so it came up for 7/6 for me because I'm on the East Coast. So literally this happened on 7/6, 2020, if you're on the East Coast. So it was 7/7 in UTC timeline. So this was the answer to why I kept getting the hit about 7/6. And they wanted to use 7/6 too because it's referencing back to the birthday of the United States, which I was just bringing up again, the birth date being the 244th birthday and how that references back to our numbers. So again, this gamma ray, they call a GRB of 200-707, which is just referencing this 7/7/20. A hit at 1:44 a.m. UTC, or referencing the 144,000 on 7/7/2020, and that it was longer than 10 seconds, which is a long gamma ray. A unique, very large gamma ray burst hit the Earth from or very near the Sirius constellation, the exact day the star Sirius aligned with the Earth and the Sun. And then, like I said, on the East Coast, that would have been at 9:44 on July 6th. So that's why I kept getting the hit about July 6th and the 3rd, 4th, and 5th building up to that, or the 4th and 5th, 6th building up to the 7th, really. So that was very cool. So it gave me confirmation of why that was coming up is really important, because how important is that? It's really important. All right, so back to the read. We start out here with the World upright, the Seven of Swords upright, going into the second underlying energy deck here. So our world, the world is upright, or the sealed divine feminine is waiting for the Emperor to return guilty, stealing away to find peace. The Emperor's upright, connecting, or this also can be them steering as the Emperor, or they can be steering away from the Emperor. With third party or negative group or bad influences, the King of Wands reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed were together here with the Three of Cups reversed. Perhaps German, so German was coming up here again, with money clip slippers, with shin corset and tail that doesn't quite align with the Queen of Wands reversed tail. So one tail is longer than the other, and they also have matching wraps. The stick or their wand is broken. The King of Wands reversed with the short end of the stick, and the little lizard now is off their platform, or there's no platform anymore for them to be on. And the Queen of Wands reversed with their black cat standing guard no more. Three no longer coming together as one, or no more Three Musketeers, or Chinese lion or lizard drawings, cats or iguanas. No growth, only infection of something broken, or STD transmission, or poison ivy from dancing in the woods, or with wolves, or full moon coven gathering. The Emperor's out being seen, or watching what the wounded warrior is up to, now that the worst is over and the bliss is setting in. And right around here, I had stopped my daughter to come out to talk to me, so I was talking to her and her friend. And while we're talking, the clock 1:44 came up on the clock, and then 1:11 came up on the clock, and also 2:14 came up on the clock as we were sitting here talking. I kept noticing all these times. So Valentine's Day is coming up as significant as well. But also I don't know if it's Chinese, but there's the other Valentine's Day is in August, so there's another one coming up here. It may be a reference to that. So the Emperor's out being seen, or watching what the wounded warrior is up to, now that the worst is over and the bliss is setting in. The wounded warrior, the King of Swords reversed, removing his swords one at a time. The wounded warrior is in a dark place. He could be worrying. Plastered to the glass ceiling in pain, with third leg down below and negative thinking. Still guarding his wounds, all fenced in, as above so below. Stay optimistic came up, and beneath that was wedding. So stay optimistic about your love life. And then wedding came up, that this situation involves marriage. Magician upright was coming up here, but in this deck, he's hangry. So there's still some anger needing to be cleared. And the Fool reversed falling, and the Emperor dazed and confused, with Trophy Bride getting all the light. The issues with the big love at work, or no more big love at work, and the injustice of it. Perhaps the Magician pushed the Fool too far or too hard, or allowing them the snake to trip them up. Red legs or tights and slippers, pomegranate plates on the floor and cups, as well as origamis on the floor, at his throne or steam room. Toes tickling him. No more twinkle toes or fairy princess, remembering back when, by the logs, long in the back, short up front, hugs and 2 spoons of natural sweetness that couldn't have been real. And what had he done? Pride came up, which is 19, and teaching and learning, number 57, which is the 3 of Swords. From broken hearts apart. Praying dark birds will go away. The player imbalanced. Scam, debt, injustice, conflict, competition on their last leg. The 9th isn't working, might have to give up and go for the 10th, the third party, or so done fighting, social distancing, or bad influences around him, sparring the snake or reptilian, the fungus and the grass and the ladybug, tired of coming down to their level, or stooping to their level, to their grass, marijuana, shrooms, and letting all hell loose, free from control, escaping life, keeping them from higher dimensions. 2 rats on the log influencing 2 butterflies, watching them snoop, or look for munchies, or did a jump from a plan, Skyfall, cross keys, or virtual reality, or zero gravity. And the time was 2:44, which is the birth date of the United States this year. So at 2:44, pride comes before a fall. There's definitely the 3 of Cups coming up with the King of Cups reversed, the Queen of Wands reversed, and the King of Swords reversed. And then the Libra card came up next to the King of Swords reversed. So that could be a Libra, or just the injustice of the 3 reversed and pride. Pride comes before a fall. So in the recent past is the Tower upright, sudden drama, epiphanies, explosions, eruptions. The 10 of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, or legacy, fall, or dysfunction, loss of family or money. The High Priestess, secret, is between the 10 of Pentacles reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed. Perhaps not sleeping and rising above, levitating or doing drugs, or awake to come out, and time for school, injured and left behind. It's hard to keep up or catch up for kids or twins to be loving to each other. Holding on, Scrooge, floating the coin. The Scrooge, King of Pentacles reversed, perhaps letting go, with the Hermit with light and sharing, or the Hermit holding the light so that they can finish a project or job, settling out, or an inheritance distribution here. Suddenly the greasy wheel starts turning again, or after you've come a long way, baby. Now well rested and recovered, or kids are, being nice to each other. Twins or kids refusing to let go of each other. The King of Pentacles reversed, Libra, or destined to injury, and the Hermit destined to rise above and shed light on dysfunction, anger issues, and secrets, financial losses. The foundation being the wounded warrior with the flame in hand, suddenly death, end, transition, or transformation of the King of Pentacles reversed, and third party or negative group. Or Scorpio explodes big time with the trickle-down effect on the King of Pentacles reversed, getting dumped on or pushed out, or loss of money and or status. The central energy here is the 4 of Swords reversed, levitating above the flames, rising above, awakening, getting up, knowing about the twins and keeping to themselves, or from the Empress reversed, unstable, or in a move or ending a marriage and business, with the King of Wands reversed, or issues at home and job, between the Empress reversed and the King of Wands reversed, and that can be a mother as well. Because the King and Queen of Wands came up together, both reversed in the underlying energy. So they could be 2 people together, or they can be brother and sister as well. The Page of Wands upright is inspired here. The challenge being the 7 of Cups reversed, dumping emotional attachments, whittling down their options, coming back downstairs, or retracing their steps, of the twins or kids and visitation or move. Hard work to get past the negative self-talk, the lies, the spying, and the mean words. The Page of Wands is inspired to shine, heal, and dream. The Hierophant stands alone, like the cheese. The boys' club, the men's club, all the same, told what to do. The Y's leading over both shoulders, the Y in the road, the iron cross in the back to bear, in between the wings. That all roads lead back to the heart space, 0 point, and blast off, hiding their face in the avoid dance with Taurus religion or establishment, romantic tie with flame always there having his back, the Taurus Page of Wands, and another Page of Wands, Aquarius, the evil Empress reversed, who's over it, and the Page of Wands whose star could be a child star as well, or healer with dreams come true, or the Page of Wands is married, religious leader, or committed to their community, the poor judgment and swallowing their pride, choking on their words, indecisive and burdened, or caught red-handed. And this was at 325, which is the Empress and the Knight of Wands. So the Empress and the Knight of Wands might have gotten caught red-handed. So in the ivy or woods, with the Queen of Swords upright in mourning on quest, as the Knight of Cups is reversed, insincere and giving to all around them except for her, and she having his back. Hanging out at night, jealous and present to the dark night, death, end, and transition. And now for the masculine is the Four of Wands reversed, the visit, the move, or the ending of the marriage. The Knight of Swords reversed, holding their tongue, post-war, with the Knight of Wands upright, where apologies are needed. The King of Cups reversed, and the Page of Wands upright, healing, dreaming, or shining, the shining star of a negative group. And this could be a child, like who the group is trying to push to be the star so they can like kind of feed off of what they win, right? Like kind of putting pressure on a child to become the winning star so everybody can jump on the bandwagon and get the trickle down. So that was coming up here. And there were two Page of Wands, so it could be twin children as well. Or overindulgers, gossipers, bad influences, unhappy family ending or end to an emotional cycle of unhappiness where people are unfulfilled or bored or apathetic or feeling sorry for themselves, ignoring the hand of source, thinking that you know better, the grounding and integrating of what comes next. I was just getting the fourth generation, but the fourth quarter here, the batons being offered but not taken, delaying, avoiding the inevitable, an energy prison present with the Queen of Swords speaking about it. The destiny of three women over the evil Empress reversed's head, and the strong or Leo person strong-arming the boar, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed all about the money, the stuff, or the stability of it, and the Empress reversed on the floor. And that could be someone's elder who may have fallen. The Magician amidst the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and another who may be a Leo or someone just with an ego out of control, where there's no sunshine, they're sick and tired, or overexposed, or dealing with draining kids, destined to be pacified, taming the beast, being indecisive and unstable, to work hard to get back to 0 point again, to moderation and balance, the crooks to bear, the instrument of torture. The devil made me do it, carry her burden, her butts, her lies, and negative self-talk, spying and childish words. Aquarius reversed, Capricorn upright, and the Page of Pentacles good student who always does the right thing. To say, look, Mom, look what I discovered. Look what I got. I got a gold star. Clinging to awards, stars on papers, and the trophy shelf. One down, another to go, filling up the trophy shelf or the coin collection booklet, another degree on the wall, but now nothing to show for it. At night, or for Cancer, alchemizing to two sides of the same coin, the devil and the pure and innocent, the cheater and the war widow who waits for him at night, while Elena threatens to cut off her prize, or his prize, if he ever cheats on her, or chastity is not a woman at all. The harsh lie, split BS, the rehabilitation and hospitalization, the MASH unit or the sex tapes. The Knight of Wands making a last-ditch rescue effort to save at night, or intervention multiple nights in a row, or someone is offering up their junk to the highest bidder. Hearing about sexual parts, the crux of his foundation, a child finding ways to make a buck, or struggling student at night, or kids manipulated by adult abusers when they were young. Soon, reason, the emperor, giving up the false hand, becoming an angel or patient angel or Sagittarius, reaping the rewards of the divine feminine's heart, dumping emotional attachments, and standing up for self at 401, which is the emperor and the magician. Suffering in silence, hiding behind lover, and getting away with it, since they never walk away from the uncomfortable energies. They feel they're entitled to it. If they're not going to walk away and let me do this, I'm going to do this to them. That's at 402, the Emperor and the High Priestess. So we went from the Emperor and the Magician to the Emperor and the High Priestess. Running away from these difficult energies and stealing away with lover, suffering in silence. The Hermit shedding light on discomfort and connect with the Devil's wave or Capricorn waving. Stealing from one connection and giving it to the other. One ball and chain and codependent partner while running to escape room with divine lover, suffering in silence. Standing up to others who make him feel bad for being the magician and for ghosting their lover, or only focused on boobs, not seeing the face of a person. Bodyguards all around the magician with two sets of lovers, the men's club propping him up for his sexual achievements, or Capricorn and Virgo partnering up to place focus on uncomfortable energies of sexual energy stealing, causing great suffering to others. He sees himself as abundance reversed, perhaps no nurturing instincts or no mothering instincts, or his mother cut him off. Working to align with peace or travel to drop the act, the facade, the mask, and break patterns of withholding and playing hardball, taming the beast, heavy petting and jealousy, rejection, insincerity, and no offers of love. Over the loss, regret, and energetic exchange with the sovereign. Getting over it with sports and mom and jealousy around them. Getting over loss, regret, guilt, and shame, the past, and exchanging energy with sovereign. Getting over it, affecting work, alignment, energetic exchange creates a gateway for them to find peace under. And sovereign helping to break his patterns. Let your friends help comes up here, soulmate, and then pay attention to the red flags, which has to do with follow your guidance and synchronicities, and then new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Around the masculine or how he's seen is the Five of Wands, the fight, the conflict, the quest, the battle, on a quest to receive love from swallowing their pride or from a place of non-judgment, or without making an announcement. The world is upright, complete, with the Queen of Cups upright, prisoner, and the Queen of Cups offering love but trapped without announcement or not heeding the call to action. Aquarius reversed and Pisces upright here. The prisoner has no voice but to exude love, right? Because love can't be contained. That came up a long time ago. So if someone's being imprisoned and they can't speak or they can't voice their heart, then love always finds a way out. It's saying that no matter, you can't silence love. If you can't speak it, it will exude from you, and that's part of the energetic exchange. The block for the masculine here is the solar deity reversed, worshipping the devil, or the devil swearing in, out of control ego, in meditation or in mediation of sunshine. The conflict and fighting are draining when the Hermit and the Devil come together. And this again is his block, so it may not be true. The Devil or Capricorn chained in a relationship, and Hermit shedding their light on discomfort that they can't escape, that there must be a way to come together on the same page. The Divine Masculine assuming it will be draining, that he's sick and tired of fighting. Synchronicities, self-discipline, and even more so for the masculine here is music, and music of the spheres came up, and the serenading to each other. The King of Swords reversed, no longer with two and settling out, tired of coming home to drinking and or depression. The Queen of Wands reversed, or the King of Swords reversed, may be a mediator to get them on the same page. The Queen of Wands reversed, needing rescue for the last time, on a quest to share or settle out or hang, or always up for a fight so that they can win at 528, and be the peacemaker, right? So it's like causing a fight in order to be the peacemaker and then be the, be the savior, okay? So actually causing the problem so they can become the saviors, not that they're just helping. They're causing the conflict in order to get attention, okay? So that's at 528, which is the Hierophant and the Two of Wands, the choice of path, or the twin flames. So again, this is like, it's coming out like that the karmic will create events to cause drama, so then it can fix the drama, and then the masculine would let them hang out with them again. Or the Queen of Wands reverse wants people to fight to get in to see her for once, instead of feeling like she's hung out to dry, waiting for him to finish saving everyone else. Sharing or settling out under the radar. The Page of Cups reverse, rejected, vulnerable, shy, or feeling entitled to cry like a baby and heal. The Queen of Wands reversed, with the Six of Pentacles, the Star, the transition portal of injustice, of ascension, or a bold move, or rebalancing of Aquarius upright, Scorpio upright, Libra reversed, and Cancer upright, and perhaps even a Pisces or Sagittarius child. So the High Priestess, the single patient or mother and daughter patient with dysfunction of the family, perhaps dealing with petty disagreements, and the High Priestess no longer an island unto themselves, or starting over in love, withholding unhappiness, family lack of emotional fulfillment, and the King of Cups reverse with the wounded warrior in lack, or is the wounded warrior in lack, or without a mother, or conflicted, or at battle suddenly, sudden epiphany, explosion, or eruption, rising above and challenged by the dumping of emotional attachments, the Emperor and his reasons, and the sun not up and being draining, or the kids draining you, tired, sick of instability, a move or ending a marriage, with the Queen of Wands reversed, tired or sick of sharing or mediating over healing, stardom, dreams, transition, death, end, dark night, and injustice of the big move, travel, ascension, and or Cancer. The King of Cups reversed along with the Ten of Cups reversed, with sudden epiphanies about drinking issues, partying issues, social distancing, or other gossip or overindulgence issues, third-party issues, and the wounded warrior rising, awake, to come out, to visit, to move, and challenged by dumping their emotional attachments or actually getting themselves down the stairs. The Empress reversed and the Emperor upright, fighting and drained or sick and tired or just sick about the Queen of Wands reversed, or the Queen of Wands reversed is sick and tired of sharing or being compared to money, competing for time, money, and effort in a partnership, or mediating, sharing, or settling out in order to heal, death, end, dark night, transition, and injustice in a bold move. So that was your read. I'm going to pull another energy card to see what comes up again. Where are we? We're at 53 on the dot. 53 is the Knight of Swords, the messenger of truth. It's also the catapult. And it's also the knight in shining armor. So let's see what comes up now. So for everybody watching, the best and highest good of all is concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Clearing all negative energies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all is concerned. What is our new energy now? The thinking woman. Someone may be going back to school. 47 is the Seven of Cups. Again, this is seeing the synchronicities and having options out there. Perhaps learning to orchestrate your own life instead of may have been someone who was home before and now is going out into the job market, learning what makes them happy. Okay, and then this is the broken heart, the Nine of the endings and the Hermit. It takes two hearts in one. The broken heart. And this always reminds me of the two hearts that, girlfriends always give to each other when they're teens. And then we have the Angel of Strength. Okay, this is very much the lion energy that's coming up for Leo, and the Ten of Cups together. Right, the strength of the family, strength in numbers can be coming up here as well. But this is really about the empowerment of the feminine energy with, the angelic power, not the patriarchal feminine power. This is the angelic power of the divine feminine. So these are the three cards that came up. It's very green, red, and yellow, you know, very much so. Those primary colors. Well, green's not primary, but we do have Archangel Michael wanting to show his face because that has to do with building a strong foundation. 35 is that wounded warrior who definitely is up here in this read. And then now we have the 7th chakra Archangel Uriel down here. 41 is that, this is graduation day, right? So I would say August 8th is the official graduation day each year for the twins. 41 is the Ace of Cups. So this is about self-love, spiritual love, and new love. And there's so much compassion energy in this card with the coloring. But she doesn't look very happy. So if you won your trophy and you're still not happy, it's time to like recalculate what really does make you happy. Being more authentic to yourself, because you always have to tweak and tune that, because you're perpetually changing as a person. Always wanted to stay authentic in whatever you're doing. And there's also kind of like an amethyst ball on her head, which I never noticed. So it's like an amethyst ball inside of the lotus opening. It's like a big download that's come in to clog up her crown, but with light. Like it's a permanent fixture. It's not going away. Like nobody can get into your crown again. So let me see, with the 9 and the 47 and the 50 and the 35, yeah. So the family, and this is this 50 is reversed in the deck. The 10 of Cups is reversed. This was upright, so this is the same energy as this. The Hermit was upright, and these two were reversed, which may be why the heartbreak is here. Because there's a need in the family to find emotional fulfillment and be strong, and there's a need for some of the feminists to go out and find themselves, what makes them happy, and not rely on others to do that for them. And this is referencing the mother being always the strength of the family, whereas allowing the others to find their own strength, okay? There's a time when you have to let the kids go, right? To find their own way. It's like letting the lion go. Go ahead, it's time to go out in the jungle and be happy, because you're not really happy in the human type of life, right? Same thing with your parents. The young ones aren't really happy with the adult life because they're not there yet. They have to find their own way. All right, so the red heart's matching Archangel Michael. So we're talking about the broken heart of the masculine, while the feminines leave him. Perhaps a mother leaves to explore her world too, as well as children and partners could be leaving the nest. So there's definitely splits coming up here in this energy. Okay, and also this is the complete read that's in front of you, just so you have a closer view of it. Okay. So make sure you drink your water, guys. I love that message about what came up with the alignment of Sirius with the Earth and the Sun on the 7th, which was 144. Amazing. So make sure you drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature, and just be good to yourselves. I hope you guys are all doing good out there. Make sure you comment below. Make sure you share, and like the video if you like it. Make sure to share, though. It's important that it gets out there, because these messages are going to trigger everyone in totally different ways. And yeah, and just so I know that you like it, make sure to comment below. And again, all my information's below if you'd like to get together with me for anything, for sessions or for readings or Reiki, whatever you might need. All my information's below and on my website, twinflames3344.com, and at gmail.com. And it was just 5858, and now 59. 58's the 4 of Swords. Yeah, and my CD is out there, Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames, just a little plug. It's only $1 for a song. It's on CD Baby, Google Play, Amazon, and what did I miss? iTunes, I guess. Okay, you guys. Love you guys. Rise and be love. See you soon. Bye.